Hello everybody, welcome back to Sonic Origins, the final game in the collection. This is Don, and today we're gonna start Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Originally sold as two separate games back in the 90s, Sonic and Knuckles, which had lock-on technology, you connected to Sonic 3, and then those two games become one because originally it was supposed to be one giant game. But Sega just couldn't fit it all into one cartridge, so they had to split it. Anyway, we're gonna do Sonic and Tails for right now. Knuckles, I might do a Knuckles playthrough eventually, but not right now. How the hell did you do that? This is the one time Knuckles is completely badass and just tanks Sonic. He knocked the Chaos Emeralds right out of me. Don't worry, we'll get those suckers back in no time. Anyway, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, what does this game bring to the table? Well, you no longer have to get 50 rings and go to the checkpoint or go to the end of the stage to get the Chaos Emeralds. Instead, you have to find these secret rings that are hidden in the stages themselves. This will take you to a minigame called Blue Spheres, because I guess the term blue balls was inappropriate, where you have to collect all of these blue balls in order to get the Chaos Emeralds. You don't want to touch the red spheres, however, because that will end your game real quick, and you'll go back out to the main stage. Without the Chaos Emerald, of course. The stage does get progressively faster the more time you spend in here, to the point where you lose control. So you want to end these as quickly as possible. Now, the rings, you can collect the rings for a perfect bonus, but you have to collect all of them for that. A good tip for the blue sphere stage is if you see a big gaggle of blue spheres forming a square like this right here, you want to circle it. Or square it off, I guess terminology doesn't really matter. But you go around the perimeter, and once you do that, you'll turn the blue spheres into rings. And like I said before, these stages do get quicker, so you want to end this in a timely fashion, so that way you're not breaking the sound barrier. Look at this. I'm living up to my Sonic the Hedgehog name. Like, it's not impossible to make turns while you're going fast like that, it's just super incredibly hard. Anyway, that's the first Chaos Emerald. We got the green one. Of course, being on Angel Island, makes sense that the starting emerald is green, but things won't be green for too much longer. Smokey the Bear would definitely hate this game. Or rather, Eggman in this game. We'll see in a couple of seconds. There are also a couple of different special stages in Sonic 3 too. One I'm about to go to is Slot Machine. And it's not quite the same as the Sonic 2 Slot Machine. Well, actually, yes it is, but it has added elements from Sonic 1 special stages. I just got my ass in here and I already got Jackpot and Knuckles. Well, I know when to walk away. Now, yeah, that's the slot machine minigame. Pretty self-explanatory, but there are two more minigames. Only you can prevent forest fires. Wait a minute, what's going on? Ah! Oh my god. This game and Mega Man 7 are very brazen with showing forest fires, I'm telling you. Here's the second mini game, the Gumball Machine. Here you can get a whole bunch of shields and rings and even one-ups. You have to stay up here, or you can just let yourself drop. The green gumballs that say rep on it will regenerate the springs that you'll destroy whenever you go down there. But getting back on subject of what just happened, that guy we just encountered back there was a mini-boss. Sonic 3 was the first in the series to introduce mini-bosses. And Sonic 3 alongside Super Metroid was a big pioneer for silent storytelling in video games with a whole bunch of different cutscenes and stuff. That pathway with a whole bunch of different boulders we cannot break. We'll have to play as Knuckles in order to access that area. Anyway, here's the mini-boss in question. This guy who set the forest on fire like a bastard, we have to destroy him. Super self-explanatory fight, you just bonk him 6 times and he dies super quickly. No problemo. If you're playing as Knuckles during this boss fight, he does have an extra attack where he carpet bombs you, but he only targets certain locations, so pretty easy to avoid. Even easier if you have the fire shield. Oh, speaking of shields, you get elemental shields in the game. This is the first in the series to do that. In fact, I think this is the only game to have... Oh no, there's Sonic Mania, never mind. Here you get the water shield, the fire shield, and the electricity shield, each with their own characteristics. And starting with the water shield, it protects you from water-based attacks as well as prevent you from drowning. The electricity shield protects you from electricity attacks, which is kind of rare in Sonic 3, at least up until the end. And fire shield, it protects you from fire attacks. Take note, electricity shields and fire shields do not go well with water. You enter water with those, they'll extinguish. But that's not the end of that. There's also another caveat. That is if you're playing as Sonic. You can use the elemental shields to your advantage. So say for example you have the bubble shield and you're playing as Sonic, Sonic can bounce up. With the lightning shield, Sonic can double jump, and with the fire shield, Sonic can do a dash across the screen. That is what makes Sonic overall the best character in the whole entire game, even though he is the most generic one because he can't fly like Tails and he can't climb walls and glide like Knuckles. But he does have those shields, which puts him on the same playing field as those other two. Cool! We just got another emerald. This one is orange. Wait, orange? Okay, yellow. I was about to say, there was no orange Chaos Emerald before. Alright, this part is tricky without losing your fire shield because there is water here. If you jump down there, it just goes away. Oh, did it! I've never done that before, by the way. Did the trick shot and got a bubble shield. But trust me, the bubble shield here is way more useful. Oh, the music here is so great. I love the music in Sonic 3. It's probably one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. But for some reason in the Sonic Origins collection, the sound font for this game in particular is a bit muffled, at least compared to the previous 3 games, so I don't know what's going on there. Let's have Tails flies up. It's actually an added feature for Origins. That was not in the original Sonic 3. That was also a feature that was in Mania 2, just have Tails fly Sonic up. All you have to do is press up and the jump button a couple of times for Tails to start flying. Another secret ring towards the water. You just jump down and go to the right before you splash down. With this being the 3rd Chaos Emerald, this stage is still relatively easy to beat, with the pathway being simple enough to follow. You have a big group of blue spheres followed by a smaller pathway of 2 blue spheres. This particular special stage or blue sphere stage is relatively long in the tooth, but it's not bad. Like I said before, it is simple enough to follow, so you won't feel the length, like some of the other special stages to come. I am actually very impressed with the visual style of this special stage. It's 3D, but it's not quite as 3D as, say, 3D Blast, where that version of 3D was actually very disgusting and blurry looking. Here, everything looks all clean. I don't know, there's just something with Sonic 3 that looks really good. This is a really good looking game. I think it helps that it came out in 1994 too. That's when the Sega Genesis was truly on fire. It's also the same year the Super Nintendo was putting out banger after banger too. You got like Final Fantasy 3/6, Chrono Trigger was coming out the next year, Illusion of Gaia was also another good one that I still have not played yet. I need to get to that eventually. And on the Sega side, we got Dynamite Headdy, Phantasy Star 4, this game. Shining Force 2 was another great game for Sega. You can't recreate 1994. That was just an awesome year for video games. But that's besides the point. Alright, let's see if I can actually make it out of this hole without jumping into the water. I can try, but it's gonna fail because that platform just appeared right in front of me. Oh well, there's another 2 shields up ahead. I'll just keep going. The trusty spin dash always helps out in a bind. I wonder why the Sonic games just dropped the spin dash after a certain point. I think after, I believe it was Heroes, that's when Sonic stopped doing the spin dash. Or was it 2006? Might have been Sonic 06. It's one of those 2 games. Anyway, here's the final bonus stage, the Glow Ball. The objective here is to ascend higher up the stage and collect as many goodies as you can. These range from extra shields to more lives and even more rings. You can end the stage early by going down and touching this helix tractor beam thing. I don't know what it is. But the fun thing about this stage is the higher up you get, the more valuable the collectibles are. See, like right there, I just got the equivalent of 2 extra lives and probably about to get a 3rd one. Just got a 3rd one. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is not that hard, at least compared to the first 2 games, but there are still some challenging spots, so the extra lives are useful. Though the extra lives and just the life system in general is meaningless because there's a save system, so I don't know. I guess they were trying to hold on to what they can of the live system, but it was just outdated at that point. And holy crap, Tails is catching up for once. In the Sega Genesis version, Tails would not keep up and he just kept breaking, therefore he just got bombed to death. But yeah, that's the flying battery in action. Or at least I assume that's the flying battery. It might just be a random airship that Eggman built. And there's Eggman himself. He updated his Egg Scorcher, now it's at Mark III, and with the fire shield, this boss is trivial, but you gotta watch out because that bridge right there turns into a bottomless pit if you fall down. Don't get too greedy because it may look like a big platform, but it's really not. And one wrong fire dash will send you over the edge. Knuckles, you bastard! No! Welcome to... I'm gonna piss a lot of people off by saying this. Welcome to Hydrocity Zone. It looks like Hydrocity, but trust me, it's Hydrocity. Sega should have at least spelled the damn word out better, but that's just me. It's a water level, but get this. It's a fun water level. Wanna know why? You can actually go fast here. So that's one thing going on for Hydropolis. Yeah, that's right, I'm gonna piss off both fans today. You're not getting your Hydrocities or your Hydrocities. But getting back on subject, another thing going on for this stage that's really good is pretty much how big this area is, and you're still allowed to go as fast as you can. It's like it's almost a Sonic CD style of level, but with the design mentality of Sonic 2. You do have sprinkles of Sonic 1 with these sections right here, so you get the best of all worlds. So yeah, great stage design, great music, great background. Hydrocity, damn it. You see, Sega should have spelled the damn word out better. But Hydrocity is one of my favorite stages. You damn near outrun the screen. How can you not love this place? Thought there would have been a secret ring back there, but I guess not. I took the wrong way. Anyway, here's the mini-boss of Hydrocity Act 1. This guy's name is Big Shaker, and how he starts the boss fight is he'll go from the left to the right, and then from right to left, and then to the center of the screen. You cannot hit him at all during this phase. However, when he starts the spin cycle, that's your opportunity to strike. This next part right here, you gotta be quick, otherwise you'll get crushed. The walls on the left side will start to close in. Use the spin dash here. The spin dash is your one and true friend. Tails is alright, I guess. And we got another change of scenery. This side of Hydrocity is a bit more ancient ruins-like. At least that's what it appears to be. And we're gonna bypass those bonus stages for now. The way you can tell the bonus stages apart is by what color the stars are. If it's standard white, then it's the gumball machine. If it's red, then it's the glow ball stage. And if it's orange, then it's the slot machine stage. Also, Hydrocity Zone seems to have like the weirdest enemies of all time in this game. You got these doom buggy things with spikes or drills on them. And then you also got these sharks, which do indeed have animals inside them, but if they hit you and damage you, they self-destruct and the animals don't come out. So that's a bit morbid. In fact, let me look up the Batnik's names. Oh, I should have known. The Batnik is called Jaws. With a Z, a Z, a Zulu. And even the wiki acknowledges that the Batnik will not pop out an animal if they self-destruct. See, even Sega knows. Another secret ring coming up. From this ramp, you want to hang left here. And fourth Chaos Emerald, here we go. I love the way this stage looks. It's almost dinner table-esque, or what is that? Peanut? Oh, it's not peanut butter, but it's jelly or jam. What was that? Smuckers? Reminds me of Smuckers, actually. The way that jar is designed. And peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's one of those meals. If I never had again, I would be alright because I had that way too much as a kid. But you know, peanut butter and jelly is not bad. Well, let me rephrase that. Peanut butter and jelly when it's toasted is not bad. But you get to the point where you have the same thing every day and you're just like, okay, enough. It's like eating French fries every day. But that's besides the point. I don't know how I got to this tangent on Smucker's jam and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It just, I guess it fits with this theme, but who cares? Anyway, this stage is a bit harder, but you also got this big ass cluster of blue balls, and I'm already finished. I thought it was harder, but then again, that cluster right there, that was a good half of the stage right there in that section alone. And we just got the blue Chaos Emerald. We're gonna go on a subject about blue jam and blue jelly. No, I'm kidding. Back to Hydrocity. Or Hydrocity, however you want to pronounce it. Or Hydropolis, because I'm weird. Tails, I needed you. What the Okay, where'd that drill come from? I was not aware that they can shoot from off screen. That's really cheap. Unless, oh boy. Unless Origins changed it because of the wider aspect ratio, that might be a possibility too. Did I scare everybody yet? Now, Sonic 3 is a strange case. Not only does Hydrocity have water, but almost every other zone besides Marble Garden has water of some sort. Now, this is a complete opposite to the Sonic and Knuckles side, where there's no water to be found whatsoever in that half of the game. I've always found that really interesting, and I'm surprised nobody's mentioned it at all. That's an appropriate shield for this situation. Thanks, game. Thanks a bunch. Now those black spheres are kind of like blocks. You hit those and they'll bounce you in the other direction. It even works if you're bouncing on them from above too, so you can use those kind of like a boost. Slight boost. Oh my god, get the ring! Well, at least I got 2 lives. And 2 lives is good enough for me. Now, a really good Sonic player in this game, he'll get like, what, about 30 lives by the end of this? And that's because he gets so many extra lives from these special stages alone. We are getting close to the end of Hydrocity, and there is actually one more special ring that's up ahead, but I don't get it unfortunately. The special ring is going to be further up, but unfortunately I did not have the height to get it, so we're going to have to wait until next time, or the next zone. Marble Garden Zone has plenty of secret rings just like the first 2 stages. In fact, I think I just straight up get all of the Chaos Emeralds by that point. If not by then, definitely by Carnival Night Zone. Getting all the Chaos Emeralds in this game is not hard at all. It's just a matter of knowing where to find them. Oh, it's the Red Rat again. Curse you, Knuckles! Anyway, it's boss time. And this boss is relatively simple. The Egg Vortex, or the Screw Mobile in other versions of the game, which I actually kind of like that name better. Now, if you get caught up in that spout, there's nothing you can do, you'll just take the hit. So avoid it, run away from it, and his secondary attack is dropping bombs, which you could use to your advantage and gain some ground on him. You can also stand on the water spout too before it completely dissipates, and jump on top of Eggman. This is one of Eggman's cooler machines because, I don't know, there's something with the pipe bombs and the propeller that sticks out compared to his other ones. Anyway, that's going to do it for part 1 of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Stay tuned for part 2, where we get flung to Marble Garden Zone and all of its awesome music.